some experience. Talk about it. Regardless of what opinions are. So let's talk about it. So at one point in my life, where I did too much. Just catching cramps in class. So I had to learn to rest, take rest periods. Did I use my advice today? I'll let you know how in a few. Because I just finished a class and came back here to get another class. And I'm gonna have a lot of water from the last class. But I will come in here, get this workout, because the other one was mainly for the elders. It did give me a little challenge, but did I really get the challenge that I needed from my specific event? So I would consider it overtraining, more like a pre-warm-up. And then now, this one is like workout, even though it was 1 hour class. So technically it wouldn't be overtraining, but you still got to use wisdom, because I don't have a lot of water in my system. So you want to use wisdom when you do want to push the boundaries. You know? Normally I would have been hydrated more. So overtraining is overtraining the myth. I was in really good shape. And I used to do classes, every movement with them. 6 classes a day. And my friend told me that I was overdoing it. My body was used to it. But at some point I did start getting cramps because I was overdoing it. You gotta know when to take a break. Even if it's a week or you took 2 classes off instead of doing 6 classes, you're pretty strong. Pretty strong, sis. You know what I mean? Overtraining is not a myth. So a person on TikTok was telling me and other people that is a myth. It's not. It depends on the situation of the person. How much in shape are they? How much of their body can tolerate? You know? Let me know. Is overtraining a myth? Personal training school, it wasn't a myth. It told us not to do it. I remember one time I did too many push-ups and my arm locked up on me. Thank you for the comments. So what did that tell you? I was trying to do gun ho. Let me do more, let me do more, let me do more. A lot of people on the West do that a lot. And they get cramped up like me. Some people only do 25 and they tell them to do 35. Keep going, keep going, keep going. That's not always good technique. I know sometimes it's more the warrior mindset, but when the body say enough, sometimes you gotta balance that mindset, that concept, you know? Yeah, let me know in the comments below if you think overtraining is a myth. Let me know. So once again, it's not a myth. If you're constantly doing the same thing all the time, let's just say a month, you're doing 3 sets of 25 push-ups. The next week, you're doing the same thing. The next week, you increase. The next week, you increase. Okay? You do the next month, you do the same thing. You keep increasing. Next month, you keep increasing. Next month, you did it for 6 months. No breaks. Is that good for the muscles? No break time. Same days, adding more sets and reps. No days off. I'm just saying. Even the charger gotta get in the wall and recharge. Okay? So sometimes we do it and the body can handle it. But there are times when you need to take a week off, a day off, a set off. You know what I'm saying? Some repetitions off, if that makes any sense. Thank you for your comments. Let me see. This last set. For what? I'm just trying to make a little money. Okay. We're talking about overtraining. Right. And get that money. That's right. Get that money. Every time you do a set and rep, that's money. Get that money. That's right. Make sure you get some rest too. Versus trying to go fast, trying to master the form of this. This is different. Just start using this. Let's see. Like that number 11. So once again, overtraining. All right, it's not a let me write it down for y'all. Let's see if y'all can respond. Is put in capitals. You can see it is overtraining a myth. Y'all can answer that. Damn. So overtraining a myth. Answer that. Start the poll. Start the poll. Hey, what happened to the poll? There we go. Answer the poll. Is overtraining a myth? Okay? I want to get on the treadmill too. Here knocking out some of this rowing machine. Let me know in the comments. Is overtraining a myth? Thank you for your vote. don't use this one. Heard it was very helpful and beneficial. So I started messing around with it. Switch it up a little bit. Do something different for this tournament coming up in March 28th. If you didn't know, now you know. And I was just trying to work on my form more than walling out, trying to work on the speed, and my form was jacked up, and then I wound up hurting my back just for keeping overtraining. I mean, pushing myself, but not having the proper form. You know what I mean? Garbage cans in here. So anyway, put your comments below, inside the voting thing. If you think overtraining is a myth, let me know. Because I heard this guy on TikTok talking about it was a myth. He's trying to say Mayweather and all them does the same thing. They can handle large amounts of sets, reps, punches, strikes, whatever. To some degree it makes sense. But like I said, normally I would be working out here for about an hour. I just finished a class. So I ain't trying to be on my, I ain't gonna say that word. But you know, I would like to say it, but I ain't gonna say it. But sometimes you push too hard. Push too hard. It's not a good thing. This is why it's important that you have an idea of, if you're a beginner, intermediate, or advanced, how many sets and reps you should be doing. On a particular workout that I'm doing now, they give me specifications on the time limit for training. So now I know not to overdo it. Especially, like I said, we're not putting the proper amounts of water. And also, when you need to the food in your body after a class, knowing how to put the right things after a class, and even before you go work out, if you need the extra energy, eating the right things so that you can get through the workout much better. Okay? Pump it up style. Let's see if I can slide in here without putting my card in. Let me see. Nope. I think I better not try it that way. I thought this thing was probably automatically open. They got these new things where you gotta swipe, so I thought about getting on somebody's joint, but I said if I do that, they probably don't let me back out on the other side. So I'm not gonna play myself. I'm gonna actually go in here the right way, like overtraining style, and put in my information. Hold on one second. So I ain't trying to have no situation. So we got in, we got out. All right, so we got in, we got out. All right, we're just in the Pure Gym. They got a lot of great workout machines here, especially the ones that I needed for my workouts. I went to a lot of other gyms in the area. They didn't have what I needed. So, hey, I'm grateful and thankful I'm making up some changes in my workout, because I want to do a lot more for this next competition in March 28th. Hope you're coming down, whether it be online, let me know, or if you want to come to the BX, we're going to be on the Flex. And like I said, you need some information on getting some discounts or whatever, I'll get you some discounts. If you need to get in here on a Pure Gym in your area, let me know. Okay, you see it? Nice joints upstairs. You can come downstairs, get your workout routines done. Let me close myself up for selfie coughing. Come out here with your pores open. Now, let's go back and recap. I used to do that when I used to train coming out of Lucia Robinson in the morning, just getting all sweated up. Hit them 2 or 3 classes, then run into a class in Midtown. You know what I'm saying? Sometime not changing. So You know, you got to be, you just like overtraining, you have to be mindful. You know, change up, switch up, whatever. You know, be mindful of, you know, doing things that could cause you some issues. So a lot of times I did that, and I realized that, oh man, that's probably why I got a cold. It was mad cold outside. My pores was open. You know what I'm saying? I'm still sweaty. I might have changed, but still pores was open, coat was open. You just got to be careful as you get older. After a while, I just started making sure I had the proper, you know, attire on. From, you know, sometimes I will put the extra cap on my head if I have a lot of my hair. Making sure, you know, button up right, everything is right. You know, versus just trying to get to Midtown to get, you know, to trade more time for money and not really taking care of self, being mindful. So once again, very similar to overtraining. There's a lot of people that could do 10 sets reps, 10 sets pull, push up and dip. They've been training that way, just like a friend of mine. He used to be able to do a set, you know what I'm saying? Maybe 30 seconds, come off, and within 10 seconds, he ready to go back up. He trained himself to do that. Where in the gym when I was going, it was a different type of sets and reps they was doing with us. So what did I learn? That you can do it, but you have to train yourself to do it. You know? And once again, you got to get the proper amounts of rest. You know? It's almost like me taking my test. So let me tell you the test. We used to do thousands of jumping jacks, just, you know, to get my point across. We used to do a whole bunch of jumping jacks, okay, in the thousands. We used to do a whole bunch of push-ups and a whole bunch of sit-ups for a test. Now let me repeat this. That was not the workout. That was a test to see if you can handle the stress. Well, we had to build up to that. Did we do that every month? No. Only when it was time to take a test. So that's my point. You don't want to do every workout with a couple thousand push-ups, couple thousand sit-ups, couple thousand jumping jacks. Why? Because there's somebody who could do it, but there's somebody who don't need to do it. Let me say that again. Just because you could do it don't mean that you need to do it. Right? There's somebody else who's doing less, and they still could show up. Had a body, or take somebody out if they're in competition. Whether it be martial arts, whether it be lifting weights, you know? It's all about working smarter, is my point. You know, so when it comes to overtraining, we gotta address that concept. Work hard and work smart. Very similar to making money. Go to school, get a good education. That's old information. Yes, that's a starting point to that situation, but we need to be thinking about the entrepreneur, the rise. You know what I'm saying? Rising up in the mind state, you know, and just not always trading for time for your money on your plate. No, I remember. Let me give you one more point before I get off here. I remember one time I went to the gym. I tried every push-up I know after class. So we did a class, we did some push-ups, we did some cardio. I was teaching a little Thai ball, a little cardio kickboxing at the time. And I remember doing my workout. I think I was doing PT that day. Did our sets, I was doing sets with them. And then I remember saying, let me put some more work in. Put some more work in. And I mean, I was trying to do every routine I knew. Clap push-up, regular push-up. You know what I'm saying? Clap behind the back push-up. Let me do that other push-up. Boom. Let me do that clap push-up where I'm popping up on the bench type push-up. The plyometrics. Let me do that other push-up where I'm going to the max. You know what I'm saying? Burnout. All I know is I figured out one day I was overdoing it. So I went to a tournament and I had so much mass. That's aside from the cramping up. I went to a tournament, I had way too much mass. And I was not moving as agile as I normally move. Why? Because I just was doing too much. So I learned just going over my PT studies. All I need is about 3 or 4 exercises for that body part. Not 10, not 15. Okay? So whatever your goal is, once again, you only need about 3 exercises, 4 the most, for that body part. Not trying to lift all the machines. I don't care if they got 20 chest machines in the gym or 20 for your arms. You don't need to use all of them. And variety is the spice of life. So once again, y'all, don't overtrain. And I ain't trying to complain. I'm just saying use wisdom. You know? Because you got to understand it, you're going to use wisdom. What is my goal? What is my goal? Anything that you're trying to accomplish, what is my goal? You know? And write down the plan on how you're going to get there. If you fail plan, you plan already fail. I've done it many a times. Okay? I've done it many a times to know that what this guy was talking about, there's no thing as overtraining. It is. Ask your boy David Goggins, who did it so much. His feet was looking crazy. You know what I'm saying? He was having issues with his feet. He still kept on running, but he's still running back and forth to the hospital because he still got issues with his feet. Then at one time he got so cramped up, he had to start doing a whole routine with yoga in it. A whole routine with yoga in it. Thank you. Because he was just so cramped up from doing all the exercise. Know what I mean? So you gotta use wisdom. You gotta use wisdom. Rise to the dome. Rise to the dome style. Okay? Thank you for your comments. Train smarter, not harder style. That's tough. Get some water. Then may do a poquito more exercise later. Thank y'all for coming in. We'll just talk about overtraining. Keep on gaming by working smarter. Okay?